This is the face of a person who just finished removing Myriam's quest from what she's doing anymore. I even have the bad camera on because it just feels like a bad camera moment. Bah. I haven't even like taken the page down from Patreon. That's a Saturday problem because I'm just taking it down on Saturday. I sent the email just now. It's Wednesday. I genuinely don't even know if this is a thing I'm going to post online. Ugh. Kind of works better for me if I don't like decide that at the start of these videos. And seriously, if you're trying to be a content creator and you're like, what do I do? Fucking record a video. Watch it before you do anything with it. But I had the video, had a nice little song of like, this is what's going on, blah 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 blah. And I'm sick. I'm physically sick, and feel like I made a spur of the day decision to just stop doing a thing that I've been working so hard on for over a year. Hard on. God damn it. Ugh. Sometimes my humor is like not good, not great. Yeah, low vibes video, low vibes everything because I just want to talk to Tony, I want to talk to Gaia. Scout doesn't care. Well, that's good. That's fine. Because I'm also just like frustrated because I also made a post on Patreon, or not Patreon. I did make a post on Patreon, but I also made a post on Substack, and I did kind of stop Substack like a month ago. But I did like another thing when I had something on here about the system and being like, hey, this is our system. This is our system map. Hey, other systems that are on Substack, find us. Find us on YouTube. We're a system on YouTube. Find us. If you're aligned to do that and you want to watch it and you want to watch us live our life out loud, daily videos because I can, because we can, and because I can, and I've spent the last year preparing to be someone on screens. That's not a gentle undertaking. That's like a really big thing, especially for your central nervous system, and especially when it comes to quantum entanglements. My God. I understood about quantum entanglements and everything thanks to learning the Akashic Records well before I put myself onto a screen. And I'm glad I did because even when I had Akashic Record readings from other people and they were like, I keep seeing you on YouTube, I was like, oh, no, no, no. I don't want to, like, I love YouTube, but I don't want to be doing that because it can influence your life in a big way. And not just in the like you get doxxed and people are shitty kind of way. I just mean it'll influence your life in a really big way. But I kind of hate Substack. Sorry, it was just my like getting around to it. Like it was good. It was good for a while and it was a helpful thing. And I've gained people subscribing since I left, which is odd. Um but like I don't even get emails to my own email address from them anymore. It just sort of stopped. After I did my like I'm taking a break from Substack, it was like Substack knew and then I just stopped getting emails from Substack. I didn't do anything. I just posted a thing that said I was taking a break from Substack and then the universe was like, "We hear you." And whatever it is that is the back end of Substack was like, "Oh, got you. I got you." Which I kind of appreciate, but also is weird and like I don't know if other people I've followed, like, I just haven't been getting emails from anybody else's Substack, so I have no idea. Whatever, doesn't matter. I say that because I just saw my most recent one just go into my other email because I did sign up for it there. It's fine. It's cool. Oh, I didn't even turn off. You know what? That's fine. I don't care. Ugh. This is what it looks like to say goodbye to a creative project that you were pretty sure you were going to go the distance with. And by distance, I just mean I really was going to spend at least 3 years writing it weekly, posting it out, and not really caring that there were people that there was one person I didn't know and then three people I did know supporting it on Patreon. And those people were one person and then Randy because I asked him to, just because I was like, at least please, please. Like I know it's us paying for our own thing, but like it just feels like it matters. Please, please support. And then his brother and his mom. But he signed up his mom, and his brother he signed up on his own, which I appreciate. But like, there is something that does obviously impact the work that you're doing when you're trying to do it for an audience. And I had hopeful visions of finding an audience and then being like, oh wow, okay, yeah, I'm into this too because I like what I do. Um, yeah, I can give you $5 a month because that's how I do, or how I did until I didn't have any money to spare for anything like that. I'm also gonna have to. I was using those Patreon support monies to pay for other Patreons because they do that when you're like you can just your thing can just be for others. So I'm gonna have to take that down now too. Cool, cool. Well, a little bit. What else is new, right? Like I'm sad, and I'm gonna be grieving this. I already kind of am, and like Tony and Gaia both were like, you need to stop with Myriam's quest, and so I'm just gonna talk to them, and I'm recording this because I just want to see what comes out when they talk vocally too, when we all talk, and you can see it. Gaia is a new alter as of February the 2nd. As is Scout, February the 2nd. Tony was February the 17th. So this was new. And writing Myriam's Quest was sort of how I kept myself in the like just headspace, I want to say, but really just in the life experience space of being a system. Because anytime I sat down and wrote, I got into each character's perspective because I was pulling it from the Akashic realm. Um, it was stories from another plane of existence, to be completely honest with you. It was stories being pulled from another dimension and another earth, if you want to call it that, more or less. And I want to know. I want to know, where did this story actually come from? Why was I asked to stop it? Um, because they weren't pushy about it, but they were kind of insistent. And they weren't wrong, because since they've come online, a lot of things have happened. A lot, a lot, a lot. It has been a big, busy week of visions, of other integrations, because that's still a process that's going on. It's part of why I'm sick. It's part of why we're all sick right now, because humans are just more fractaled than we talk about and then we understand. And it is because of trauma. Like, you don't just have to have had early childhood trauma to be fractaled, to have the dissociative barriers that then result in full template formation because you need it for a full central nervous system compatibility. It's not just childhood that not only creates alters, but there is a developmental point at which it does not become something that you do in full shared lived experience. That's true. But you can absolutely, absolutely have a fractaled part of yourself, one of the masks that you wear, run your life. And it's not helpful and it's not good. Because most of the masks that we wear are for protection. And a protector is there for an important reason, but you don't want a protector to be running your life. And I do not believe that they were running my life, because it's always ultimately my decision, but both Tony and Gaia both have a little bit more information than I'm currently consciously able to access for my own highest good, so I don't bumble my way through whatever is coming next and kind of knock myself out of alignment with something. But I want to know. So, Tony, would you like to talk first? Sure. So, Charlie is basically asking, why did I ask you to stop Myriam's quest? Is that the question? Yeah. Charlie, when that came into you, you were seeking a very specific future. A future where you and Randy got to live happily ever after, the same way that Patricia used to live with Randy. So you requested a story to create a video game that you could both work on. And that story came from Patricia's lineage based on her origin point, her lifetime. Now, that's not inherently odd. That's basically just what writers do. It's what they do. They pull from the Akashic records. They basically just have the information that they need from the lifetime that lived it. And with Patricia in particular, there were entanglements with the church that she had been a member of in adulthood. And the beings who have basically been controlling that entire church, we could call it a cult, Charlie, we can call it a cult, it's fine. That church, organization, group, whatever, where they were pulling things from was a realm in which Myriam's quest, where you were specifically pulling it from, was basically going to take a timeline that shouldn't be existing with humans now and making it exist with them. Again, happens with every single story that ever gets pulled out for things like movies, games, video, everything you do. When you write a story, you're pulling that timeline in, and then everyone who reads it, everyone who engages with it, everyone who quantumly entangles with it, they are basically here and there at the same time. While they are engaged with it, they are in both places, both whens. There's nothing wrong with that at all. But for you and where it is you're going, the entanglements you had with Randy and with Patricia, who is now dead, those contracts have been null and void for some time. And what you were doing was basically recreating new contracts with both of them. Or rather, with Randy and then with the church that you're no longer a part of. So it's not that it was bad, it's just that it was creating a lot of dissonance because they are going in one particular direction and you are going in another. Same with you and Randy. You are going in one direction, he is going in another. Do you want to move back to your hometown? No. No, I don't want that. What do you think would have happened if he had been working on the video game this whole time? Well, yeah, I would have tried to make it work more. Because then it would have been like, well, but it has to be the business and the marriage and the this and the that, and we're friends and we'll this and we'll that. Exactly. It's okay that you two are decoupling. You lived a good life together. Randy and they lived a good life together. You are a new person. You have a different life. Myriam's quest was not going to help with that. It was just not going to help with that. And there is basically not really a world where we see you picking it back up, specifically. But that does not mean that it cannot exist for others, if they so choose and if they pick it up and if they like it. You've created a foundation, a starting point, that says, here's the world. If you want to ask me more questions about it, I can tell you what I see from the Akashic records, because you have that too. But when you are the one creating it, you are the one getting yourself future anchor pointed into it. Anything else is just an Akashic record reading. That is short-term memory, that is information for someone else, and you always let that go. You never, ever anchor in anything from any client. And anyone who would ask questions about Myriam's quest and where it is that could have been going, you will be able to simply provide information, answer questions, and give them some feedback and some cheerleading. That will help them far more than anything else that you would continue doing with it. Does that answer your question? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. That's fair, man. That's fair. Okay. Gaia. Gaia. Okay. So uh, okay, so guys, okay. Mm. Hmm. I know what Charlie would like me to tell her, more information, more information, more information. But where, but when, but how? No, not right now, because, Charlie, these stories came from Atlantis. Atlantis, dear. They are stories that are modernized, but they are Atlantean stories. An Atlantean system, in many ways. Allow others to find this information, to find the story itself if it's appropriate for them, and then you can learn too. But it doesn't do you any good to hold on to any of this at this stage. You have already agreed to give it up. You have already taken actions to remove it. And you already have a plan to deactivate the support structure that you had around it to continue it. You've also already, in writing, said, please take what I've started, make something of your own. This was the vision you had for it, is it not? Yeah. I really did. I saw it be a thing that I started and then build a community around, and people were like, and here's my edition, and here's my edition, here's what I think, and here's what, and they just, like, I kept writing whatever story part that I was writing, and other people did their own thing. It was never to make money. It was just, this story wants to come out. And it will. But not from you. Not any further. Anything else to add? No, simply allow it to be let go. Allow yourself to grieve. You will be missing these characters. You will be missing having opportunities to get inside of their heads and try on their perspectives when it came to what happens next. It really was fun to channel write it out, because, like, you really do. You just ask the question of, like, okay, so but what next? But then what happens? But then what happens? But then what happens? And then it just starts coming and flowing out, and you're like, I'm not going to keep this straight. Hope I'm pulling from something that's coherent, because it's not going to stay straight. Oh, man. Like, I get all of this. It's just, I felt like a fantasy writer. I felt like a legitimate fantasy writer, because I was a legitimate fantasy writer. I was doing weekly update things, and when any amount of money is involved, you're getting paid. You're getting paid to do the fantasy writing. It was $17, but I got paid $17 a month. Yeah. Like, it feels really bad. It feels really bad to let go of anything that you can see a bigger vision for, and you do enjoy it, even if lately it has felt less enjoyable. That's true. And why do you think that is? I know. I'm aware. Look, I'm aware. I'm fully aware. Fully aware that when things are just not aligned, they don't feel good, and they kind of have that progressive buildup of don't feel good. And it's not just like writer's block or anything like that. It's this is no longer aligned. This is no longer attuned. Whatever path I was on, like Tony's explanation did a pretty solid job. That was really helpful, because I could see it. I could see, like, the pathway toward that. Not golden at all. But it was a past, like, it's like I really was. I was trying to fix their marriage, but to me, to keep that and him, because, like, you never want to be the person who's like, I'm sorry, but I want to do my own thing, and I want you to go do your own thing, and we are like friends, but we're not doing this that y'all used to do. Because you feel like such an asshole. Like, we've lost all of our friends, and there's a reason for that too. I know. It's hard to go through so many changes and have every single person in your life change, externally and internally. like I'm getting to know these new family members and like they're kind of intense. Like Scout's at least like Scout, like a little I can handle, but Gaia? Come on. What am I supposed to do with this information? The fact that fucking Gaia, like, I'm grateful, but like, it's a big, like, that's a big. Not only is no one ever gonna believe me, but like, I don't believe me for and Gaia. Okay, I know you get offended when I say that, but still, like, I struggle with that in general, and the fact that I can still feel her though. Like she fronts and like everything in the body is just like whoa, and you're like, oh, okay, wow, okay, holy shit. Her being completely on the inside makes like because she's channeling herself, right? Like she's fucking channeling herself when she's. Mm-hmm. It's intense. That's why she doesn't front that often because it causes a whole system like not overload or anything. And in fact, her being in here has made channeling her much more stable, so much more stable. But talk about changes to your lifestyle, right? Like, god damn. And then Tony's really, really like him a lot. And all I do know is that Tony and any protector in here is actually not going to be long term because that's another part of being a system is alter formation and integration. I've never heard anyone else talk about this before, and we studied everything psychology, okay? Before they died. They knew everything. They fucking knew everything in the psychology field. I swear to you, they just did. Alters can form and integrate at any time because it is no different than starting your life and life ending. It is a little bit more, not a little bit more. It's the same mechanics of a walk-in. For those of you that know what that is, that's the mechanics that are used. The body is just what creates new alter formation because the body's in charge of this shit. And templates are used because you're pulling from someone usually on the oversoul line because that's the easiest thing for body to do. It's not just from that necessarily. Quantum entanglements where you have big karmic things also can be part of what gets pulled in just because it makes it easier to deal with some of it. That's how you have a base template for who you are as a person, your preferences, your way of seeing the world. Your memories are the ones you form while you're here. And sometimes you got some of the, like, why do I feel like I kind of remember this, like, past life shit? But yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Most everyone in every system is just a bunch of past lives. Just a bunch of past lives having their now lifetime in y'all. That's what it is, past and future lifetimes, and other entanglements with others that you've picked up along the way because you have really intense karmic connections that need to get corrected for and fixed and resonance to be, so that in that lifetime they can fucking heal because y'all are the ones who are doing it in here. It is technically faster and like easier to heal big life wounds in the now moment because we're kind of more skilled at that as a whole. But like, it's one of those like, I'm sorry, but like, can y'all figure your own fucking lifetimes out? Can I not have to do everybody's fucking homework? That's what being a system is. Those of y'all that are more capable and more adept, you do everybody else's homework. But that's the thing. When they integrate out, they kind of just are no longer part of your lived experience. And yeah, I'm saying goodbye to Myriam's quest, and pretty soon, I don't know exactly when, because I've already had to do this several fucking times. Not several, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times already in the last 2 years. I have had to go through integration event after integration event, and some of them are bigger, and some of them are more death. They're death. I have to go through every death fucking portal with them, and this is gonna be, like, there were integration events that happened 2 nights ago? Yeah, 2 nights ago. I had a few more, like, intense integration. No, it was last night. But great, both cool, fun, because it's not only not done, but there's such a like fractalizationing, like it goes into the spiral, right? Fibonacci sequence of like integrations that have to happen, and sometimes you don't notice them. Sometimes you're just like sick for a week, and you think it's COVID, and actually you've just been integrating a lot of fucking fractals, Fibonacci sequence wise, in a way that you're not consciously aware of because your body's just taking care of it, just like processing out the virus itself. And I'm angry. I'm kind of angry that I'm not having to, but I'm kind of angry that there's not more that I'm doing with Myriam's Quest. I'm angry that it didn't take off in what I saw. I'm angry that it's not a thing that is just mine, right? I'm angry about that because even though, yes, it was theirs, and yes, the entanglements, and yes, I'm fully aware of like the fact that if I were to just cling to it and hang on to it, I'm going in this direction, it would veer me this way. I'm aware of that. I'm aware, but it sucks. Like, you get invested in things and you have to just be okay with constantly letting go. Or at least I have to be okay with constantly letting go. I have to be okay with letting go of Tony. I will get another protector because that's just sort of a role. That's an archetypal role in a system for stability because it helps with the processing of information that comes through on a central nervous system basis. In here, it's going to always be a dog because internally you can be whatever actually works best for your system. And dog does not, at least in a human, does not involve the entire chakra system. So any protector is only really going to be heart chakra to crown chakra in terms of communication and just accessibility to not only information but memories. There's a lot, right? They have memories that get stored in different levels of the body and different cells in the body. Protector doesn't need everything at all times, just needs, okay, I'm here, I'm dog, hi. But like human too at the same time. It's a hybrid sort of situation. Why? Because humans have the capacity for having internal levels of creativity in terms of the identity that you come out as internally. I know we make the old meme in all ways but literal. Every protector in here is slated to be a dog. Talking dog. What can I say? Dogs are kind of my thing. Kind of our thing. So we got a dog, got a little, got whatever you want to call me. Most people would say the main. It's like I feel like the performer. The voice. I'm the voice. I'm the voice of us. I'm the one that complains. I'm the one that discloses. I'm the one that asks all the questions. I'm the one that's like doing the continued job thing because even though they constantly keep telling me, they're like, yeah, you're gonna be doing something else besides that. I'm like, that's fine, but like this job is here and I need to at least do the training for the whatever, and I don't like that that's the thing I have to do, but I also have to fucking go shovel. I don't want to do that either. But like, so I'm the one that has to like do things. Tony's just kind of like here to help me with like whatever. Gaia's got her own agenda for the life she's going to be, we're co-sharing things. Scout's just here to enjoy the food for the most part. Like, honestly, she's here because I wanted a little sister, because I missed having our little, because any goddamn system, the littles are the fun one. Not all of the littles are super fun because some of our littles were always kind of scared all the time because they had very specific and very locked and very like down in the subconscious, but even they couldn't consciously be aware of it, fears and memories and whatever. But littles are the fun ones. And I'd like to think I'm the fun one, but no, Scout's the fun one for sure. And she's very specific. She's kind of only ever going to front when it's safe to do so, when approval of the rest of us is like, yeah, okay, she can be fronting. Otherwise, she's asleep. That's her life. Her life is sleeping, hanging out with the right people who are like cool, and then eating. That's going to be her entire life. And that's amazing. I'm so excited for her. And also, I have to do all the rest of the stuff. Tony has helped a little bit with some of the prefrontal cortex stuff. I will say that. Having at least some of that back online is helpful, because Guy is not helping with that shit. Guy is not really particularly interested in... She's not really super interested in like the standard mundane human stuff, so I still have to do like all of it. But there's no one else that we're we got body, because body is body. Body itself is a collective of just the remnants of every former internal family member's cellular structure, memory, categorization until that gets changed over too. But body is just also body. I classify body as its own alter because may as well be. And may as well be for literally everybody because you can have full conversations with your body if you get to a certain level of being able to communicate internally. Actually, you really can. You can do it with automatic writing. You can do it with different like hand things, right? Like you can establish a yes no in your hand. Like you just can. You can get to a place of body. Hey, as a collective, because there's just constant information and signals and things that are happening, and also it's connected to your entire soul. Body is always connected, right? You can establish communication stuff. I don't know where I was going with that. Tony's gonna have to leave, and there will be a new Tony because they prefer titles too. Scout is technically a title. River is her name, but Scout is a title. Tony is technically a title because his name's actually John, Tony John. But like, I don't know what you want. This is our system, okay? This is who we are. And we make choices as a group because that's also system solidarity. Is just, it's good for all of us. So make the choices. Have conversations about the choices. I've missed it because it has been almost 2 years of not having this at all. Channeling is different than what this is, and unless you are a system who also channels, you can't understand it. Unfortunately, I can't really help anyone who's not a system understand what it means to be a system because there is a physiological shift that occurs in me, in us, depending on who's fronting. And it's not just the fact that you can kind of see the difference. I actually did a lot of like performance training to be able to allow for full embodied whoever is fronting is their own unique, obvious person. Because that's not how our former internal family used to be at all. They were subtle. They were hidden. They were masked at all times, except for Scout for the most part. But Scout was never fronting around anybody but Randy. So, and us, obviously. But yeah, I'm angry. I'm angry about, I'm obviously much more angry about losing Tony than I am about losing Myriam's quest because whatever, you let go of things and it makes space for other things. And if I'm not being pulled over here, that feels like a good thing because I can't help but feel like money is in that direction because that direction has not been where money is. And honestly, at this point, what I care the most about is money. I got my family. I got my family. Congratulations to me. Money is now what I care about. And that's kind of it. Because there are things that I need to be doing and want to be doing for my own mental health and like desire to get the fuck out of Connecticut. I hate living here. I hate living here. It is a soul-crushing place to live for us. I do not feel safe here. And I make bad choices when I'm here because of how soul-crushing it is. Like intake of weed. Haven't touched it, won't be touching it for a long time because it's what spins everything out. And I'm pretty sure, not a problem, but honestly, just don't. It's not good for systems. Systems can pop into integrations if they have weed, so best to not, basically. That's all. That's basically it. And now that we're a system, it makes it much easier, actually, because I have got Gaia Mummy, basically, who, if I make the choices to go buy weed, before I would do that, she would be like, hold on, let's talk. That's what she would do. And you can't really do that when you're a guide on the other side because you can't have influence. But when you're an alter, you can have influence by just being one of the alters. And yes, whoever it is that's fronting is the one making the choices. But you know what? I listen to my fucking family. I always have. I always will. I will argue with them, but I will listen. And when they make arguments that when I'm listening to them, I'm like, damn it, man. I get it. and especially with Myriam's quest, I channeled out something like a month ago when I was doing one of these for sort of therapy homework for myself. I was just letting it flow, right? Letting out whatever needed to come out. And I had a whole like, Miriam's quest will not be that much longer. Like that was the message that came out. And I was like, really? Not that much longer? I was having fun with it. Yes, are you willing to let it go? And that was sort of part of the conversations. And it wasn't from Tony. It was from guides, because I was asking for help. I was asking for, as I'm ending the snake year, what else do I need to let go? That was one of the things that they said. They said Miriam's quest will need to be let go. I wasn't given a time. I was just told the time will be soon. Basically, enjoy it while you have it, because the time is soon. That was the messages I was getting. Did I remember that? Not really, because I was in channel state, and I go like short-term memory when I do that, especially when it's therapy homework, because I was just letting it out. But also, I went through the process of sort of being like, well, fun while it lasted, I guess. I get it. Sometimes you just have to let things go. And there was like more to it as far as what actually was going to take its place. And I don't remember it at all. And y'all aren't going to tell me, are you? Not at this stage. Sorry. Nope. You just have to keep doing your day. That's where we are. That's where we are. Just a day by day sort of thing. Oh yeah, look at that. I'm ending at 10:44 a.m. on the 25th of February. All right. Well, this isn't going live until next week, so enjoy that. Hopefully by the time this actually comes out, I will not be feeling super grieved about having to say goodbye to this series and this world. Miriam's quest, not this, but like maybe the Connecticut world. Oh God, can you imagine, y'all? If for some reason I win the lottery or something, I'm out of here before it even like. I will leave, and then I will hire people to come get my stuff. Like, that's what I will do. I will be like, bye. Where are you going to go, Charlie? I have no idea. Somewhere, anywhere that's not here. I will pick a place on a map and go there. Cool. Yep. That's going to be so nice. Okay. I'm going to stop now. Like, actually stop now, because this has been a lot. And sorry for the not great camera. Sometimes you just need bad camera, right? Right? Because then it's only the people that like want to hang out with me that are hanging out with me and listening to me complain and lament. And also, for real, Tony won't be here that much longer. He's going to integrate out. I've already had to do that. And I've recorded it before. I haven't put it on YouTube because like that would be like recording. It's like recording a death. When I did it the first few times, it was because I didn't know it was happening, and then it happened, and I was like, "What do I do with this footage? I don't want to put it online. I don't want people to see it, and I don't want to for Tony either. I don't want to, but like, I'm gonna be grieving Tony's loss, which sucks because he's been so chatty. I love having chatty internal alter friend lover, fucking not lover. No, not love. There's not that. We haven't done that, but. He's my friend. Because he's like, seriously, he feels like the same kind of level of love that you have for a dog. Except a dog that, like, channels, can tell you things that are helpful, but is also just kind of a jerk. How nice it is to have kind of, like, because I can be a jerk, but then I beat myself up about it. You think I beat myself up if Tony feels the need to say something that's like boundary setting with Randy because he said something that was like whatever? No, because Tony said it. I need to apologize for it because, like, you know, or we need to have a conversation or something. No, but he hasn't even been like a jerk to him at all. He doesn't have a history with him. He doesn't have like central nervous system responses. Oh my God, he switches in. Oh my God, he switches in, and the central nervous system just goes. I had forgotten what that felt like. Because it is. It is a full central nervous system. Same thing Gaia kind of does, too. Central nervous system. Same for Scout. Central nervous system. Because I'm the anxious one. Obviously. That's why I'm so loud. You'll get an update when Tony's not here anymore. I'll probably be crying. Or there'll be a song. I don't know. I don't really know. And it's not going to be like long. I basically was told we get like a month with Tony. It's been a week. I fell in love with him the moment he came in. Because I was like, wait, hold on. because he was chatty and kind of a dick. And I was like, yes, you are exactly the kind of protector I have been wanting. Gonna miss you, man. Plus, having a dude in here just feels right too. I do identify as female, but that's not how we we had different identities. Everyone did. Feels weird to be only feminine in this body. It doesn't feel correct. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel correct. It doesn't feel accurate to be dog. That one still kind of is like, okay, well, I'm not like, okay, it just is what it is. Okay, I don't feel like a dog. And when Tony's fronting, he doesn't feel like a dog either. He feels like it still manifests internally, even just as like man, until I actually do like zoom in. And then everyone has like a different opinion on what it is they see. So I'm so curious if people actually like, we haven't done like Akashic Record readings with people where they try to like pull in Tony because I haven't asked questions, but I would imagine they probably are like, I'm seeing like a dog or like a dog with a man's head. I'm very confused. Like that's more or less probably what they would see. Uh, but I don't need to ask questions about you. I just ask you questions. That you do. That you do. Relentlessly. I do. I really do. It's so fun to have internal family again. It's the right way to be. It's the right way to be for me. And the right way to be for us. So, giving up Myriam's quest is the price I had to pay to get y'all online. Worth it. No, it's definitely not the only price you had to pay. Yeah, I know. I did have to traumatize myself to do this. What do you think all them hospitalizations were for? My health? No. No. They were to get family members back online. And to do some other really interesting like experiments and to see some really intense things like holy shit. I look forward to the day that I'll be able to like tell those stories better. They'll be worth it. They'll be worth it. I picked up some really interesting stories from my times in those places just based on what I was experiencing from the portal zone that is a hospital. My God. My God. Portal zones of suffering. You see some really interesting shit. All right. Well, I am actually going to go now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. I really, really look forward to not being sick. And for life to maybe stabilize. Not going to stabilize, is it? Not for a while. But you'll be all right. Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you so much for watching for real. I love you. We'll talk soon. Bye.